guys, welcome to another vlog. If you're returning, nice to see you come back. If you're new around here, then check out some other videos. The kids have been back to school now over a week. I did want to pick up the camera, but things have just been hectic. The fridge freezer's broke. I've been back and forth to the doctors again. I've just been very busy getting back into routine. The kids have been sort of on and off with behaviour. Today I thought I've got loads of things to do. Just thought I'd pick up the camera, record what needs doing. Come along with me. It's Thursday today, so I might do today and tomorrow, but we'll see. So yeah, come along with me and see what we get done. Right, first things first, I've got myself a coffee after I've dropped the kids off at school, and I'm just going to sit and write a list of everything I need to get done today, just so I don't forget myself. Right, here we go, just writing a list down of everything that needs to be done, starting with the living room. I'm not going to read every single thing, but there was things in the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, some laundry bits that needed doing. Now, I didn't get everything on the list done, as you will see, but I have carried on the list today, which is Friday. I'm just doing the voiceover. I have continued doing it, however I just haven't recorded it as it's been a bit of a rush today. I don't know what made me think you'd be able to read this, but this is the list of stuff to work through. Not very long, as you can see, but there is a few things that are desperate to be done. First things first, I'm just putting Catherine's Barbacoa in the washer. My dad got this from, I think it was a charity shop. It was a bargain, however it does have a few stains on, so I've just put it through the wash. It is safe to say one of the stains came out, but the other one remains, so it will be going back through the washer to try and get that out as well. Please ignore the mess in the kitchen. I think I said in the introduction, our fridge freezer broke last week, and we do keep a lot of stuff on top which has had to come down, so there is just stuff everywhere, but it will be going back on top of the fridge freezer once it's fit. Brad has put it sort of all in a bag and tried to contain it a little bit. Because our kitchen is so small, it still just looks like a mess everywhere, but nothing much can be done. I don't think I've mentioned before, the laundry liquid we use is the pink stuff. Both Brad and Catherine have eczema on their skin, and this doesn't react. Now we're just moving on to washing the pots. Apparently I didn't stop the recording. I'm not going to talk all the way through this bit because you've seen it a million times. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm just going to address it. Yes, I have coloured my hair back brown. It was basically, I had this itch to scratch because I colour my hair all the time. So this was just a colour conditioner, basically, just to try and stop me doing anything drastic to it. I am naturally brown with loads of grey hair, so yeah, it's nice to be back brown. I always go a bit darker this time of year. I don't know if it's the cold or just the season, but I do tend to go back darker and then go lighter for summer. Now, I did have music on while I did a lot of this cleaning, but because of copyright laws, I took all the volume off. So I was singing and dancing to my Spotify playlists, but It's a shame you can't pick and choose your own music on YouTube. Onto wiping the sides now. I'm just refilling the sugar. I used a Dishmatic like handle thing. I'd forgot how useful they are. I'd found some refills when I was tidying like the utility area in my house, and I'd forgot how useful they are. So I'd bought a new one. I think I've used it for just about everything in the past few days when I've been cleaning. At the minute it's just got some warm water in, and I'm using the Astonish kitchen cleaner to just give everything a really good wipe down. Brad had actually cleaned the kitchen on Monday before the fridge freezer repairman came on Tuesday morning, so this didn't really need a good clean, just needed a quick wipe down and resetting, so that it was all ready for the kids coming home from school and the rest of the week. Is anybody else sick of moving biscuits and chocolate boxes around after Christmas? We are big, like, sweet eaters. Well, I am. Brad can eat chocolate and biscuits and stuff, but they just haven't been eaten yet, and I'm sick of moving the boxes around. I actually had to condense 2 boxes of Heroes into one box, which took a while because Brad's one of those people that puts the empty wrappers back in the box when he's finished eating with the chocolate. So, I mean, it really annoys me. It's not something I'd do, but he finds it funny that I get annoyed. So I'm just wiping down the hob and the splashback, and then I'll move across to like the coffee station area. Again, this got wiped down on Monday, so it just needed a quick wipe over. Again, I'm just going in with the Dishmatic, giving everything a good wipe over. I have moved a few bits because I could see that some sugar had gone underneath some things when my kids had made breakfast this morning. So I moved a few things and gave everything a good wipe underneath. Again, I am literally just using the Dishmatic with water and a bit of the Astonish kitchen cleaner, and then giving everything a little wipe over with cloth. That's one of those that come like, I don't know what they're called. They come like wrapped around a tube, and you just rip one off when you want one, and then you wash and reuse. They're really handy. However, I cannot figure out how to put them back on the like cardboard tube that they come on, so I end up just sort of folding them into a box and using them as and when I need them. Now I'm just moving on to, this is like our cereal breakfast sidebar thing, doesn't really have a proper name. This is the kids cereal dispenser. We've had it for like 3-4 years now. It's all broken, so if anybody has any recommendations for another one, please let me know. Just hoovering up all the loose cereal, getting rid of any ones that we don't use, just tying my hair up again. I hate when it's down when I'm cleaning and tidying. That's a biscuit tub from Brad's grandparents, just giving that a good wipe down. It's actually empty, we hardly ever use it. Giving everything a good wipe over and organise. Now I did have to pick this glass. It's like a worktop saver. It's not, but that is the purpose it is serving. I had to lift it up because the soapy water kept going underneath. And now I'm just going through the veg rack. This becomes a dumping ground. So I'm just going through and making sure that every level has clear organisation. So the bottom one is just wax melts, hot water bottles, heaty weeties, stuff like that. There, some laundry bags for doing bras and underwear and stuff like that. So they're all in the bottom one. In that middle one, I end up filling with all the kids' snacks from Christmas, crisps, anything like that. I think I put the chocolate brioches in there that my dad brought them. The other two, tubes of Weetabix. There, we actually decant ours into a little Tupperware box. You can see here I'm just taking a picture of all the sweet stuff, sending it to my dad, showing basically how much we've got. And then the top's all tea towels. So I'm just folding all those back so that they're all neat and tidy. And then you see me put everything back. It is a bit neater now. Hopefully it stays like that for a little bit, but I don't think it will. I'm now just wiping down the kids', as I say, cereal dispenser. If anybody knows of any better ones, please let me know. This, as I say, this is the Swan one. We've had it, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years. The kids were quite little when we got it to make it easier for them to make breakfast. But now it just, it's all cracked, it's broken. The cereal falls out, with a slight nudge, you end up with cereal all over the side again. And we're just wasting cereal now with it all falling out. We definitely need a better solution. So any recommendations, either give me a comment on here or a message on Instagram and let me know, because I would really like to replace it with something a bit better. Now I'm just putting back the boxes of cereal. These are ones that me and Brad eat, and the Weetabix Tupperware box. And then just some other bits and bobs. Now back into the living room. I aren't going to say too much about this table because I think I've said it all before. There's some shortbread tins and chocolate tins there from Christmas. There's Brad's Dr. Pepper and some bits and bobs that just, when we're finished doing stuff on a night, watching TV and having dinner, snacking, and we go to bed, everything just sort of gets left. So I'm just giving everything on the table a real neaten up. It wasn't actually too bad. Well, not as bad as it looked. That new Stanley is a Gilmore Girl one from Home Bargains. Brad brought it home from work on Wednesday. So it's actually helping me get some water intake in the past few days. Again, I'm just coming through with the Dishmatic. I have refilled it, so it's now got washing up liquid and hot water in, and then I'm just giving the table a good scrub. As I said, since I got this Dishmatic handle, I have literally used it on everything. A bit too much soap I think I put in there, so I'm giving it a good wipe off. Then I have to swap cloths because that one was getting too damp. This actually is a class cloth, but it did the job. Afterwards I'm just putting everything back neat. We'll see how long the table lasts being this clear, but as I say, when we're done on a night, we just go upstairs and it sort of gets left. Now onto, this is the dining room table. Obviously it's not in the dining room, our whole downstairs is open plan, so I'm just putting the kids' stuff back in the little grey box that you can see. It's all their craft stuff. I don't know if I've mentioned before, my kids are quite particular how they have things, where things are. They're wearing piles of the table, just on the side, but then things would fall, so I used this it's just a canvas box, and put all the craft stuff in. I'm just sending an email to the doctors. Anybody that knows me personally will know I've had this 7-year battle trying to figure out sort of what's causing a long list of symptoms. The doctors can't figure it out. I've been for CT scans, endocrinology appointments, cardiology appointments. Nobody can give me an actual diagnosis. Things sort of being thrown at me. You've got migraines, you've got chronic fatigue, and then within a few appointments to tell me that's not the case and it must be something else. Me and Brad have done like a lot of research into things to try and figure it out. Yeah, I'm just basically sending an email for a referral, hoping that it gets accepted. Right, that's that email all sent now. I've put my laptop away. Right, get my hoodie and stuff on. Go. Hey guys, excuse the state of me. I'm just editing the videos from yesterday. I haven't managed to pick the camera up today because I've been doing some training and stuff for work, and just generally sorting some stuff out. What I'm going to do though is, when I took the footage off the camera, I found some footage that I recorded last week. So I'm going to input this here, and probably just about leave it there. So, as I just said, I think I recorded this last week when the kids went back to school. I'm just going through all their toy storage and decluttering, you know, just generally going through stuff. I do have to be careful when I do things like this and what I do and don't record. I know my kids love to watch my YouTube, so obviously if they see loads of their favourite stuff disappearing, they're not going to be happy. So, but actually, because I did all this before Christmas, I didn't actually have to take anything out to get rid of. They got loads of stuff for Christmas as well, so I was just putting all that away where it should go. This is all our board games. This isn't even all of them. I do need to try and get rid of some that we aren't playing, but I might actually include the kids in that and see which ones they don't want anymore and take them to the charity shop. There is a lot of good games on there. There's a chain one we got for Christmas where you use rubber bands, and then when you get a triangle you put a coloured piece in. There's the Pokemon Labyrinth, which we all love. Headbands. Careful playing that with younger children, because there's some clues that get said that basically just give away what you've got in your head. There's Genius Square, which is really good. This isn't, as I say, this isn't all of our games. These are just mainly ones that we play more often with the kid. Moving on to the toy boxes. As I said, I didn't really take much out of these. It was a case of just neatening them up because I went through them before Christmas and getting any sort of new toys in. That slider game is new. The handbag, some of them are new. It was just a case of sort of reorganising and putting things away where they should be. This is all dolls. I took everything out. Oh, Hoover, I think there was a big spider. As I say, it was just neatening them up so that we knew what was where and everything was where it should be. Please excuse that all the dolls are naked. Once I've got everything that only belongs in these boxes, I'm just putting everything away back neater, and then I'm moving on to the next box. This one's all monster trucks, Star Wars, some Spider-Man things, some Mr. Beast. As I say, it was just mainly checking what was in the boxes and then neatening them all up. There's not much I can do with this one, unfortunately. It is just monster trucks. Moving on to the Gabby's Dollhouse and Bluey stuff. Again, I'm just sort of neatening them up. After I've neatened them all and sorted them all, the baskets, boxes actually look like half empty. This is the box that Catherine mainly plays with. She does like getting the Bluey stuff out and the Gabby stuff and sort of playing around with them. They tend to play with these and the Lego, making stories and stuff up, and everybody's sort of a character It's really fun and entertaining to watch them play. Although it is just all going in one big box and they do play with it together, I have just grouped the Gabby stuff together and the Bluey stuff just to make it a bit neater within the box. Now this little area is next to where I sit on the sofa, so I just tend to shove stuff down when it doesn't really have a home, and every so often I have to pull it all out and neaten it up, put stuff away in drawers where it belongs, and just, as I say, just generally neaten it all up so that I know where everything is. There's things like my laptop, my tablet, my handbags, walking stick, medications, end up just sort of being put here. And then, as I say, every so often I sort of go through, so I'm currently just sorting all the wires out, neatening it all up, putting it all back, and then, yeah, it'll end up a mess again in a couple of days, but at least for the minute I know that it was neat. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time I upload. If there was anything you'd like to see, please don't hesitate to comment